Hey guys! Last Monday I made a Facebook post where I posted a link to an article on the Bayesian bodybuilding page. This article described some research that actually suggests that cholesterol has a positive influence on muscle protein synthesis, which means on muscle gain. This article caused some confusion, especially among vegans. That's why I would like to address this article in this video. I will put the link in the description down below so you can check out the article and see what I speak about. The thing is that vegan diet has naturally almost no cholesterol. So I was asked, what about vegans? Are vegans screwed because they don't eat any dietary cholesterol? And actually the article on the Bayesian bodybuilding page described that vegans should focus on their saturated fatty acid intake to increase their cholesterol. The reason for it is that we can ingest cholesterol through food, but our bodies produce cholesterol as well, because cholesterol is a very important molecule. It is very important for the stability of our cell membranes, and it is also a precursor for anabolic hormones, like testosterone, for example, that play also an important role in muscle gain. What the research described in the Bayesian bodybuilding article showed was that dietary cholesterol and serum cholesterol both were correlated with lean body mass gain. Serum cholesterol is a cholesterol in our bloodstreams. But the interesting thing is that dietary cholesterol and serum cholesterol weren't correlated with each other, which means that cholesterol in the diet doesn't increase the cholesterol level in blood. And there's other research that supports this as well. But there is an exception to it. People who had naturally a very low cholesterol intake showed a much higher response to added dietary cholesterol than people who had already enough cholesterol in their diet. The examined group were actually Indians from Mexico. But the thing is, not only their dietary cholesterol, but also their fatty acid intake, especially saturated fatty acid intake, was very low. So my assumption is that in general their cholesterol levels in the blood were very low because they didn't eat cholesterol and because they couldn't produce their own cholesterol in their bodies because they didn't eat the precursor like saturated fatty acids. So they didn't have any building blocks for their natural cholesterol. For this reason, what my opinion is that it shouldn't apply to a vegan who eats a balanced diet. So if you're vegan, you eat enough fat and also enough saturated fatty acids, it shouldn't be a problem at all because you produce your own cholesterol. How much is probably determined also by your genetics. And a serum cholesterol, so the cholesterol in your blood, was also associated with muscle gain, you shouldn't have any problems, as long as you eat enough saturated fatty acids or fats in general. That's why I got another question. How much saturated fat should I eat and where do I get it? In general, the intake of different fatty acids should be about the same, like 30 to 35% of saturated, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fatty acids. I described everything in detail in my blog post. I will put the link in the description down below. So if you consider that about 30 to 35% of your total fatty acid intake should come from saturated fatty acids, it's not too bad. So I don't advertise that you should drink bulletproof coffee with 1 cup full of coconut oil every morning. No, but you should just watch your fatty acid intake. As I already mentioned, you can get saturated fatty acids from coconut oil. It's kind of a really concentrated, isolated source. But you should be also fine if you eat curry, for example, where you put coconut milk in. Also sustainable palm oil is a really concentrated or really high source in saturated fatty acids. But also all the other fat sources have some saturated fatty acids, like dark chocolate, for example, or cocoa butter. But also olive oil, peanuts, pumpkin seeds, all of them have some saturated fatty acids, like about 10 to 20%, but not so much. Personally, I eat lots of different fatty acid sources, and by the end of the day, if I realize I didn't get enough saturated fatty acids, I might add just a half teaspoon or maybe 1 teaspoon of coconut oil to my meal. And I track it with my MyFitnessPal. If you go to the summary on my MyFitnessPal, you can actually see the ratios of saturated and monounsaturated and polysaturated fatty acids in your diet. But aren't saturated fatty acids and cholesterol bad for the heart? Actually, this point was already addressed in the Bayesian bodybuilding article. The answer is that research didn't find any correlation between cholesterol intake and heart diseases. But it is important to know that the entire issue is really complicated. So if you think now, okay, how can it be? Because like plaques that clog our arteries consist to a big part of cholesterol. How can you tell us that cholesterol isn't responsible for heart diseases? Well, the saying is there are several factors, also like inflammation. So if there is no inflammation, then cholesterol wouldn't also clog the arteries. And as I got also several comments on this topic on my Facebook thread, I will do another video about it in the future, just to shed some light on the confusion. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just comment below, let me know what you would like to know. And if you like my content, please share it with your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And see you very soon!